Hello. This is the first time I've had anything to drink in about a month. Uh, Drinking some beer. I'm a little toasty. That's okay. I wanted to talk to y'all about dating. Damn it. Dating is a lot more challenging and difficult for y'all than it was for me. Now, I did most of my dating, well, all my dating, in the 80s and 90s. Culture has changed. The zeitgeist has changed. And honestly, my boys, I feel bad for y'all having to date the culture we're currently in. It's a lot different. We'll just get a couple things out of the way real quick. Okay. Some things hopefully you already know. But you never hit a woman. Okay. I've hit a woman exactly one time in my life. That's because she attacked me first. And I haven't hit every woman who's attacked me. I probably should have. In my defense, the one time I did hit a woman, I mean, she had kept me up for 2 or 3 days. She'd been on her bullshit for about a week. And then when, I told her, I said, don't touch me. Don't ever touch me. She insisted on touching me. Hey, you get what you get. Then she attacked a cop, so otherwise I would have gone to jail. I would have gone to jail because the man is always guilty. Okay? Unless you go to and have the ability to go to great lengths to prove your innocence. Society more or less blames the man. And that's unfortunate. It's my experience, man. Women are almost as routinely violent as men are. It doesn't get reported as much because they can't do as much damage. But, yeah, man. Anyhow, just understand that if you touch a woman, you're probably going to jail. Maybe that's worth it to you. Like I always say, there's some things worth going to jail for. Someone threatened one of my dogs or something, tried to hurt one of my dogs, I'd kill him. No shit. I would kill somebody who tried to hurt one of my dogs. Without hesitation. Sorry. Like I said, first time in a month I've had anything to drink. This is only my third beer. I'm a lightweight. Having some. And hand in hand with that, if a woman says no to your sexual advances, then that's it, man. There is absolutely no excuse for forcing yourself on a woman. Something punks do. I know my boys aren't punks. This guy I watch videos sometimes. he said something that I think is pretty true. Um, Boys have been told all their lives what their responsibilities to women are, which is don't hurt them, protect them, take care of them. But women don't have, or are never told about the responsibilities to men. And if one of y'all is gay, this probably, you can probably just close out this video now, because this is all about woman stuff, and I don't have any idea about the gay stuff. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. If one of my boys is gay, hey, I still love you just as much. It's just not a big deal to me, but I can't speak to it. So anyhow, my advice would be to not worry about women. I've spent so much of my life searching for some sort of acceptance and some soulmate. That's just not going to happen. I wish instead that I'd concentrate on myself. You're under no obligation to stay with a woman. If you're not happy, leave. I mean, if y'all aren't married yet, you don't have kids, you're not happy, the unhappiness is a continuing thing. It's not just because you had an argument one time. Everybody's going to have arguments. Leave, man. And then if it's not working, just tell her. Yeah, it sucks to hurt people's feelings. I get that. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. But honesty is definitely the best policy. And I know that because, I've been dishonest in the past, trying to cover up my insecurities. And I've been honest in the past. And honesty just works better. It hurts more in the short term. But if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'll let them off easy or something like that, rejection always stings. There's no soft way of telling somebody I would rather be alone or with somebody else than spend time with you. God damn it. So, and if a woman ever tells you that it's over, just move on immediately. Okay? A lot of times I wish I'd done that in my life instead of trying to keep on making it work. It sucks giving up on relationships, but you also know when it's over. In your soul, you know when it's over. I knew things were over with your mom long before we got divorced. I was always asking her, what, are you unhappy? She would never tell me any problems in the relationship. Everything was peachy keen until it wasn't. And I understand, it had to be difficult for her because, I was, a drug addict. I had a serious problem. So I don't blame her that much for not rocking the boat. Once we got separated, that would have been nice, maybe come clean. But anyhow, I'm getting off subject here. Don't try and buy women. It never works. Don't fight a man for a woman. If she wanted to be with you, she would make that very clear. A lot of women will tell you sob stories to bring out the natural male protector. Don't fall for that shit. Two sides to every story. I've never seen anyone who's innocent. Well, no, I take that back. Yeah, two people. I think 2 women I dated in the past. They were innocent. Other than that, no. On dating, do things like hold the door open for her, okay? Don't be that asshole who brings your car into her driveway and starts honking the horn. Go to her front door, meet her dad, shake his hand, look him in the eye. If he has any concerns, allay them. If he's like, I want her back by 10 o'clock at night, just say yes, sir, and then make sure it happens. It's not fun worrying about your children. Trust me. For dates, man, you don't got to spend a lot of money. For the first date, if you asked her out, you should pay, okay? But here's the thing, you don't got to pay a lot. You can go to get coffee at Starbucks, that's what, $20 for the 2 of you at most. Or go to Applebee's or something like that. You're not looking at more than $40 really, 50 if it. I hope y'all tip. I hope y'all are decent tippers, at least 15%, more like 20. I wouldn't recommend a movie. It's difficult to get to know each other, and that dating, man, is just an audition for potential marriage. Some people say, oh, I'm just dating for fun. Okay, that's that's true and that's valid. But if you met somebody that you really clicked with, you'd probably try and pursue it further. So, don't hesitate to bail out if a woman is giving you mixed signals. And if she's saying, I just want to be friends, or I'm still in love with my ex, or something like that, man, wish her a very nice day and move on to someone else. Because she doesn't take you seriously. Beauty is important. Okay, you gotta be physically attracted to somebody. But it's not the main thing you should be looking at. You should be looking at, is this person nice to strangers? Is she nice to her family? Is she able to enhance your life in more than just a sexual way? Because trust me, man, if a relationship is based on sex, it's not going to last. Everybody gets tired of what they have in the fridge and wants something new. If the friendship isn't there, then people will cheat. So be with somebody that you're friends with. Somebody you have common interests with. Somebody you have common values with. And remember, it's perfectly okay to walk away. If a woman hits you, walk away. If a woman dog cusses you, walk away. If a woman insults you, belittles you, walk away. Trust me, man, it's just not worth it. It's not worth being in a shit relationship just because the sex is great. And honestly, in your teens and 20s, all sex is great. Don't put a woman on a pedestal. Nobody should put another human being on a pedestal. Nobody on earth is a god that I know of. Do tell women how pretty they are. Try to bring that up in a casual way, like, once a day. Okay? You don't want to go more than 2 days without telling your woman that you think she's hot. And they may act like, they don't care, it's annoying. Trust me, man. No woman doesn't like a compliment. I guess no human being. But again, my experiences with chicks. And the secret of a good compliment, man, is be sincere. Yeah. Everybody has got something going for them. I don't care what it is. Maybe you like the way her butt looks in those new pink pants. Tell her so. Maybe she's smelling really good. She's trying a new perfume. Tell her so. Just celebrate the little things. If you really enjoyed watching a movie with her on Netflix in your home, tell her, hey, I really enjoyed spending time with you. Think before you speak. That's something I've always had a problem with. Think before you speak. Just understand sex, physical attraction, beauty. It's very important in the initial stages of a relationship. It gets a lot less important the longer you go on. After 3 years, you'd better have a really strong friendship with that person. Trying to think what else. On a first date, man, don't bring flowers and candy. Don't be that cheesy dude. So the first date is just getting to know each other. You may buy this chick, a box of Whitman samplers and a dozen roses, and it turns out, she beats baby goats to death, for fun. Where are you then? Well, one, you got really weird taste in chicks, but then, you're out $70 just from the get-go that you could have spent on some chick who isn't psychotic, which at times can feel like a very Herculean task, finding that woman. Of course, with women, I guess they probably feel the same about finding a sane man. So that's the thing, man. It's all about your position at the table. Dictates how you see other people. And I'm a man, a straight white man, who's really been done dirty by a lot of the women in his life. So, take what I say with a grain of salt. But you should always take anything anybody says with a grain of salt. You should examine their motivations. If possible, you should examine their life experiences. And I'll help inform you on why they believe what they believe. Remember this, sons. Nobody believes that they're acting irrationally. nearly everybody believes they're the good guy. And probably nobody is as bad as other people say. Human relationships are very conditional. Oh, Jesus. Third beer and I'm already tipsy. I think I caused a lot of psychological hurt to women because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. I guess because I understand rejection intimately. I think that's part and parcel of the human condition if you live long enough. But just be honest. If you don't see yourself settling down with her, tell her so. And say, hey, you're a great person. I've enjoyed our time together. But I just don't see it working out in the long run. And I wish you all the best. Excuse me. I sincerely hope you find the person who deserves you. Don't ever sacrifice your friends for a woman. It's okay to spend more time with her, sure. But don't ever walk away from your buddies. No woman is worth it. Believe me. Family, friends, far more important than what is most likely a temporary romantic relationship. Now, when you're married, things change. Your loyalty should be to your spouse, primarily. And then your children, and your parents, and I guess society, I don't know. Yourself. Don't lend a woman money. You won't see it back. Don't give a woman money. That falls back to don't try and buy people. It's certainly something I'm guilty of. I thought that if I proved to somebody how much I cared about them financially, that I would reap some sort of loyalty. And that never happens. That'll never happen. If you spend money on a woman who isn't romantically inclined to be with you, then you're probably doing a nice thing. You're helping her out somehow or another. But just don't expect anything in return. Because typically, in the initial stages of a relationship, the more you spend on a woman, the less she's going to respect you. It's just human nature, man. We don't want what we already have. We always want something better. So keep yourself kind of aloof, for the first 6 months a year that you're dating. For God's sakes, don't tell her anything, that is emotionally crippling to you. Because many women will use that against you, unfortunately. And maybe that's true of men too. Maybe men will use that against women. I don't know. But I know for a fact that women will use that against men. If you tell them, this happened when I was a kid, or I have trauma from this or that. PTSD, whatever, man. Just keep it to yourself. Unless you are a pretty girl, nobody cares to hear about your problems. And the ones who do want to hear about the pretty girl's problems are just doing it because they want to get laid. I know that probably sounds very cynical. Just because someone is pretty doesn't mean they're a bad person or an apathetic person. But when you encounter somebody who's had life on easy mode, you will probably recognize some different values. And it's okay if those values don't align with yours. Trust me, man. When you're in your teens, your 20s, there's a pea for every pod. It may seem like there are no available women. And believe me when I say that women are thinking there's no available men. Neither sex is perfect. And both sexes have those who run the gamut of extremism. But in your teens, your 20s, probably your 30s, you can still find some decent women. The older you get, though, the harder it becomes, man. To where eventually, you're just sitting by yourself, drinking cheap beer with your dogs, and thinking, man, I got it lucky. I don't have to put up with any woman's bullshit. And like I said, again, probably women are thinking the same thing of men. Kisses aren't promises. Remember that. And remember that even if you think you found your soulmate, that person you would die for, they still may betray you. You've always got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Sorry, my arthritis is kicking up. Goddamn. At the end of the day, boys, I don't think you can really be with someone else unless you are comfortable with being by yourself. I think that being by yourself for an extended time makes very clear what you hold dear. Your values, your morals. And, man, it sucks being alone, but being alone is not as bad as being with somebody that you're not compatible with. And Jesus Christ, I've been talking a while here. I don't know if I've said anything of value. Maybe I'm just drunk and rambling. Maybe I miss my kids. I definitely miss my kids. Wherever they are in the world, I hope they're doing well. My boys, I do not envy you dating in this day and age. Finding the good women is very tough. But I also know that all 3 of you are good looking. You're certainly intelligent. You're funny. You're witty. And even though we haven't talked in years, I know you're good people. Have faith that you will find someone. And if that never happens for you, just try and be the best you can and try to live life as best you can. The lesson I learned too late is there's more important things than a romantic relationship. There are better ways to define yourself. There are more important ways to define yourself. And I hope each of you finds those ways. In closing, I don't know a lot about women, but the little I do know is from hard experience. And I hope some of this makes your life somehow easier, or at least better. I love y'all.